So when you started cooking, was local a thing for you, or did you not really know what local and sustainable and seasonal was all about?
Well, I started when I was 18, and it was like a sports bar. Not really local ingredients or anything like
There
that.
was no like fresh
No.
arugula in the sports
Not
bar.
in Horse Heads, New York. So, and then when I came up here, it's a lot more in every dish. Like you have Riesling, all the wines, all the local creameries, all the local ingredients. You can get herbs and vegetables, and then it's a lot more than anywhere I've ever cooked before. So the Finger Lakes definitely has that rich local food and stuff like that.
Was that a learning curve for you to go from, like using, I get this product and it's reliable and I know it's coming and I know what it tastes like, to like, oh, what do you mean you can't get tomatoes in December?
Yeah,
was that hard?
Yeah, because you can. It definitely introduced me to a lot of different local ingredients, like sorrel. I've never used that before, and definitely different kinds of cheeses from these different creameries. And
talk to us about sorrel. What do you like about that? What does it
just
taste
different.
like?
It's got its own. It's like bitter.
It's a green, right?
Yeah, but it pairs great with any kind of fish, really. And I did a watermelon coleslaw with it, so it's just something you can play with and different stuff like that. But sometimes you don't know what you're going to get from these local places, but it's always good quality. It's just hit or miss sometimes on what's in season, so you kind of got to play it by ear.
Does it help you, or maybe I should say, does it force you to be a little more creative?
Yeah, you can get different ingredients, but it might not be the avenue you wanted to go down, but definitely get different cooking techniques from different ingredients like that, and it's just a great learning experience.
Do you ever talk with the farmers that you get ingredients from about cooking ideas, or like, hey, I have no idea what to do with this. What would you do with it?
Especially the Lucky Dog farmer.
Yeah.
He comes in and drops, local microgreens off every week, so I can talk with him about what the farmers have, a surplus of, and what I can get in that week, and try to support everybody, equally from all these local farms.
So do you guys try and make an effort to source as much as you can locally, or is it more of
as
a
much as my food
thing?
costs can?
Yeah, well, that actually is a really interesting point, because, we want to support local farmers. It can be expensive for restaurants, but what I was talking with Orlando was the fact that a little bit is better than nothing.
Yes,
As
definitely.
a restaurant, it's probably better to use some local ingredients than it is to use none. And that's what's great about Restaurant Week, is it's a chance to really like hone in, feature those local ingredients.
Yeah, definitely. Schrader's Farms, I did a beef brisket a little while ago, and they have great smoked andouille sausage, so you can build a lot of entrees and dishes around that.
What do you have in store for us on this Restaurant Week?
Oh, I have definitely two different menus. One lunch, was
two different menus.
Yes.
Overachiever.
Yeah. The lunch is sweet potato bisque.
Yeah.
Just want a plain, the sweet potato flavor, pronounce
Really
that.
let that veggie shine through.
And then pasta dish, a nice light one with a Riesling veloute, some linguine, some of the smoked andouille sausage, some cherry tomatoes, and whatever local cheese is what on my plate that week. So,
What kind of cheeses do you like?
I'm a big fan of goat cheese. That's one of my favorite, and
they
definitely
make that
cheddar
really
cheese.
well here.
Yeah. Usually, I get it from Lively Run Goat Dairy, and they have very rich, creamy, kind of goat cheese. So that's a really good, for any cream dish you want to do, or even lasagnas and stuff like that. And the dinner menu. I have a duet plate with a little bistro filet and some, scallops and, nice creamy. I'm not sure what the sauce is that going to be that week, but
So that's interesting. Like, you kind of have the idea of what you want to do, but you can't know what your produce is going to be that week.
Yeah,
so you guys are really like fly by the seat of your pants. I dig it. You got some good adventure there.
It'll be a fun week, that's for sure. And then the salad will be roasted sweet corn with some local radishes and a nice, light vinaigrette.
Sounds really good.
I really fell in love with verjus.
Yeah, talk to us about Verjus for the folks at home. What is that?
It's just a green grape juice, usually from a Cab Franc. That's where we usually get it from. It works well with any kind of seafood, stuff like that, and just a great different ingredient I've been playing with lately.
What is the flavor of Verjus like?
Just a really strong grape juice. That's what
And it's pretty tart, right?
Yep, it's like non-alcoholic, so it's just the juice part. So
I know
it's a really early grape.
I know a lot of people have been using that in place of citrus, which is interesting because lemons and limes don't grow here in the Finger Lakes, and it's a way to get the same effect by using.
Try to some kind of citrus from local.
Yeah,
we can replace that.
Totally.
If we had lemons and limes and everything growing around here, I'm sure to be another adventure with that.
It's all about being creative. So we know we can expect some great food from you, but perhaps just as importantly, will there be wine?
Yes, we definitely like to support our local wineries. So there'll be a wine or cider pairing. We have a hard cider that we might pair with one of the courses. And the dessert will actually have a maple jack liqueur from the Finger Lakes Distillery.
Talk to us about maple jack. What is that?
That's going to be the dessert for dinner. It'll be sauteed apples. I'm going to use some local apples and saute it down with the maple jack liqueur and inside a little puff pastry.
That sounds like breakfast, like a dangerous breakfast that I want to be a part of.
I want people that take the risk with this local, Finger Lakes Restaurant Week to have a good ending, and that's a great ending right there.
And that's interesting. I feel like we drink a lot of Finger Lakes wine and spirits and ciders, but you're actually cooking with it.
Yeah, it'll be a whole different experience for the consumers.
That's great. So I love wine, but can I also have other things with my meal, like beer or cider? Because I know we have some awesome local beer and cider and spirit producers as well.
Yes, we'll probably offer like a flight of local from local brewery somewhere, or definitely cider is going to be abundant at that time of the year. So that'll be definitely something you can expect.
Nothing says fall like a great glass of cider.
Yes, definitely.
Especially in the Finger Lakes.
It's only good in the Finger Lakes.